Microphone from CCTV. We've had regular standoffs with the Japanese Coast Guard and the Chinese Coast Guard near the Senkaku Islands ever since the Japanese government nationalized them. At the same time, when we had this balloonist attempting to land on the island, apparently there was some behind-the-scenes negotiation that the Chinese asked the Japanese Coast Guard not to charge him. You know, they took him in and released him. Do you get the sense that the confrontations are sort of managed crisis, but when there is a genuine possibility of things getting out of control, that common sense kicks in?
Thank you very much for giving me a very difficult question to answer. But anyway, I try to do my best. You know, Coast Guard is a police agency. You know, any activities by the Coast Guard, one of the basis of the activities of them would be the borderline. You know, so it's quite difficult for both, especially for Japanese, to, for example, if both sides agreed to start some discussion, crisis management discussions between the Coast Guards, you know, China would request Japanese side, for example, to reduce the number of the patrol activities in the territorial waters or some around the Senkaku or something. But it is almost impossible for us to stop the patrol activities in the territorial waters. So I think that my point is that how to share the safety standard. This sharing a safety standard, or for example, communication mechanism or something like that, is not necessarily directly related to that borderline, right? So I think that we should, we should handle the situation related to the Senkaku is very much important. But between the Coast Guard or the navies and the armed forces, you know, not necessarily that directly related to the how we should understand the borderline or the existence of the conflict or some others, you know. We should have a more general discussion between the agency, the government department. So we should not only just focusing on that the Senkaku or Senkaku issues.
Okay, yes, Joel.
Joël Lejean, RTL France. A simple question. Apparently, the Chinese don't want to speak with the Japanese authorities and in those issues that you've been mentioning. To your understanding, how long time is it going to be, and what could Japan do for trying to fear the better situation? Is it by refusing to go to Yasukuni or things like that, or is there something more sophisticated? You talk about multi-layered crisis management, for example.
My simple answer: please ask that question to Abe-san and Xi Jinping. And but anyway, I think that you know, I'm sorry, I'm just a China expert. I'm sorry, I would like to explain the Chinese understanding about your questions. I think that the Chinese always mention that you know, any development of the practical relations, such as defense exchange or military diplomacy and the working level contact, should be based upon that political relations or something like that. So it's quite difficult for them means that, for example, policy actors, departments, including a PLA, to initiate the relation development process fast. I think that we should have some discussion at the highest level, top political leaders. But this year, I think it is a very much good timing for top leaders of the Japan and China to have a direct contact, because China would chair the APEC meeting in Beijing. this, I think, September. And also, this region also has got so many multilateral meetings and conferences, including the ARF or Japan, China, South Korea, trilateral meetings. So many parties we're going to have, especially starting from that, I think, summer. I think that the APEC, Beijing APEC meeting will be one of the chance for us to have some kind of direct discussion talks between the Prime Minister Abe and Xi Jinping and Li Keqiang. I think that it's quite possible.